Hey, hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. I play a lot of video games, and a lot of those video games have multiplayer components. There's a lot of video games out there where one of the main features, if not the main feature itself, is multiplayer. That, or co-op. Cooperative play with a friend or a few friends. Or random strangers if you can't get any friends to play with. But here's the thing that I think a lot of video game developers, I'm not even talking about publishers here, just developers in general, seem to overlook. In a few years, God forbid a couple, people are going to stop playing the online component. They're going to stop playing the features or the games that focus on multiplayer and co-op. Sure, there will be the few loyal, die-hard fans. But eventually, as time goes on and newer games are released, people will move on to other games. So I ask you, video game developers of the world, why do we not have more bots? Why do you not give the option to play the multiplayer and co-op modes solo, offline, with bots? For instance, BioWare. Why can we not play your multiplayer modes with an easy solo mode, or a mode that incorporates AI bots to help you as companions, to fit the player roles? Respawn Entertainment. Why does Titanfall not have an offline mode where you can play offline alone with a ton of bots controlling the roles of usually player-controlled pilots only controlled by bots? The Battlefield franchise used to be all about bots. There used to be modes where you could fight bots, but now in the recent Battlefield games of the past few years, bots have just disappeared. Granted, there is a loyal Battlefield player base, but eventually those players will stop playing, and all you will have to play when other people have stopped playing are the single-player modes. And those are hit or miss whether people will like those single-player modes. DICE, why do none of your Battlefield games have modes to play offline, solo, but with bots instead of players? Video game developers everywhere, I'm talking to you, Ubisoft Montreal. I'm talking to you, Gearbox. I'm talking to you, Rebellion. I'm even talking to you too, Crytek. Why can we not play the multiplayer modes offline, alone, with players replaced as bots? I don't get it. There is nothing but benefit to having bots in your game, having offline modes, having the multiplayer modes be offline, play them solo with bots. There is no negatives to this. There are only positive. There are only benefits. I love bots. I love it when games have bots. I love it when I can play multiplayer modes offline by myself with bots. I don't have to worry about internet connections. I don't have to worry with asshole players. I don't have to worry about getting completely pulverized in multiplayer. Why is it that so many developers don't see this? I've played a lot of really good video games that have had really good multiplayers or really good co-op, but don't seem to have a mode to play them offline with bots. And I don't get why. Yes, a lot of these games have loyal player bases. They have loyal groups of players who love those games and continue to play them. But eventually, it's gonna happen. The multiplayer servers for those games are going to go down, or a majority of players just aren't gonna play the game anymore. It's sad, but it's true. If you have bots in your game, if you have a mode where you can play, sorry for repeating myself, but I want to get this point through. If you have a mode, an offline mode, that is the multiplayer, offline, you play it solo, by yourself, with bots taking the role as players, it adds more content to the game. It adds an infinite lifespan to the game. Yes, an infinite lifespan. Anyone, years down the line, can buy this game and still have all the content available to it. If someone were to pick up Crysis 2 right now, if someone were to buy it today, they would see it used to have multiplayer, but they'd only be getting a single player. Now that would be disappointing. Maybe they want to try multiplayer. Sure, because the game is old and nobody plays the multiplayer anymore, he wouldn't be able to find other players. But if the game had an offline multiplayer with bots, he'd be able to experience the multiplayer. Granted, not 100% accurately since he won't be playing with human beings, but with intelligent bots, it can still emulate the feeling of multiplayer and add more content and infinitely increase the lifespan to a video game. I love bots. They add more gameplay, more content. They're fun to kill. There is really, absolutely, no downside to having bots in your video game. All I see are ups, no downs. I mean, if you can program the AI in your single player, and you can program the AI in, say, your co-op horde mode, why then would it be so hard to simply program bots to take over the roles of players? So many of these video game developers obviously have the skill to do this, but they don't do it, and it baffles me as to why. This seems like such an easy thing to do. And you guys know me, I'm all about defending video game developers. You guys know, believe me, I have nothing but the utmost respect for video game developers, and I will defend them from harassment and bullshit. But this I really need to ask. This I need to shout high from the heavens. I need to ask video game developers, if you have a multiplayer mode, why would you not incorporate an offline mode of that multiplayer with bots replacing the players? I don't get why you wouldn't add that. I don't get why you wouldn't add more value and more content to your game, which should be easy to implement. So, yeah, I don't understand why we don't get more bots in our games that feature multiplayer. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? What is your opinion on bots? I love bots. I want to see them in more games. I want older games to have bots implemented in them. I still hope that there is a chance that some games can still have bots implemented, but we'll have to see what the future holds. If you liked the video or if you agreed with me, please hit that like button. It helps me, helps you, helps everybody involved to hit the like button if that is this video. If you enjoyed it in any way possible, please hit that like button. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. I would love to hear your thoughts on what I just talked about. Please leave a comment. I love reading comments. I don't get nearly enough comments. Please leave a comment. Finally, if you just stumbled across this video and this is the first video of mine you'd seen, are you interested in listening to a guy who loves video games and loves talking about video games? Well, here on this YouTube channel, that's what I do. I love video games, I love talking about video games, so please subscribe to me and support me if you are into that. Anyways, this has been a video, this has been the Gamertron, and I will see you guys later.